Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Monday, December 29th, 2025. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the Senior Minister of the Sunshine Cathedral. With me today are Bishop Robert Griffin, my husband, Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell, and Reverend Kevin Tisdall. We are the Queer God Squad. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about us.
Queer God Squad was created by Hotspots Happening Out to support our mission to explore the value of faith in the LGBTQ community. There is no streaming TV show like this in the entire world.
In 2025, we are celebrating the 40th anniversary of Hotspots magazine, with Queer News Tonight sharing over 11,000 stories and 11 million views so far.
We are the largest nonprofit LGBTQ media organization in America, and we encourage you to support our mission to inform, entertain, and educate our community and allies.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. ICE detention seems unfair for gay immigrant. Earlier in December, Allan Dabrio Marrero, a gay immigrant from the Cayman Islands seeking asylum, was detained by ICE agents immediately following a marriage-based green card interview. Allan, a member of the East Village's Middle Collegiate Church, married his husband Matthew Marrero in 2023. At their USCIS interview, an officer approved their marriage petition, but claimed Allan had missed a deportation hearing in December 2022 and was ordered removed, information the couple had never heard. Matthew stated that during the month of the alleged missed hearing, Allan was in a long-term rehabilitation center for alcoholism. Despite the officer telling them they could leave safely to seek counsel, Allan was detained by ICE the moment they exited the building. Matthew, along with church leaders and advocates, held a press conference to protest the detainment, which his lawyer called a failure of the immigration system's duty to uphold humanity and dignity. Make the Road New York filed a motion to reopen the old deportation case, which temporarily stayed his deportation. Matthew reported that Allan, who suffers from anxiety and depression, wasn't receiving his medication properly and faced homophobic slurs in detention. Advocates highlighted that this incident reflects a larger trend of policies designed to prevent LGBTQ+ immigrants from accessing fair adjudication. Yeah, so here we go again.
Yeah.
Targeting the most vulnerable. And when they're following or attempting to follow the rules, they're still being targeted. And this speaks because if we think that as a queer community that we're safe, I think maybe sometimes we need to pay attention. Things are not going as we had hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a triple focus here because this is a queer man, this is a person of color, this is an immigrant. Actually, there's a fourth because he's also a person with mental health issues.
True.
And so he's like every level that he shows up in the world is being attacked by the U.S. government. When this one little snafu where they didn't get the information they needed, meanwhile they've done everything else, that could have just been fixed. That could have been that could have been easily fixed. And the Middle Collegiate Church downtown in New York, pastored by the Reverend Dr. Jackie Lewis, I saw her recently just going off in a press conference, and I think this is what it was about, because it was an immigration issue. I didn't put it together at the time, but it was probably this, because there was people in her church that had been targeted, that had been done unfairly, and she was, and she's an activist anyway. She's an evangelist for justice for sure. She was making a big deal of it, as any pastor would, hopefully. That just someone in a relationship, just someone just married and wanting to live here. And it's not like, it's from some failed nation state. The Cayman Islands is part of the British Commonwealth. Yeah. It's in the hemisphere. I mean, like, really, we couldn't make this work, but there's no interest in making it work.
Yeah.
That this is the political climate right now. Call it fascist or don't call it fascist, I don't care what you call it. It is right-wing, extremist, and it's corporatist, and it is oligarch-like. And part of all of that, though, is also fear and control and being homogenous, which means people who aren't part of that controlling system are targeted, muted out, whether that's people for their religion, or people for their academic status, or people for their economic status, or people for their ethnic or religion or racial, whatever. And so this is the worst of us right now. And you can blame, and of course I do, the administration, but they didn't come rolling in on tanks. How did they get there? And they got there because 76 million people said that's what they wanted, which was about half of the potential electorate, about a third of the actual country. And that's frightening. That's frightening. And some of them are now saying, well, we didn't want all this, and we want to take it back now. Why was it ever okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
These people came in talking about that they were going to be cruel to immigrants, they were going to be cruel to LGBTQ people, that they were going to try to strip away rights, that they were not interested in due process. You did vote for that. Because strangely, they didn't even try to hide it. It wasn't even a bait and switch. They told you this is who they were, and you said, I'm betting that it won't hurt me, that the tiger won't eat my face. Yep. And so I'm that's why I'm afraid that we're more broken than we realize. Yeah, they're mean, but they just didn't show up.
Yeah.
People wanted them in there, knowing who they were. And so we've got a lot of work to do. People like Jackie Lewis, she's doing her part. We all have got to do our part. In the meantime, I hope some justice comes to this family.
I think what threw me off on this story is the timeline. So 2022, he supposedly missed a hearing. And in 2023, he's married based on a marriage license interview. And then this just recently happened that he's deported. At what point did someone really fail him by saying, hey, let's go back to 2022 before I grant you as a federal agent your marriage license to get married? Either he was allowing him to move forward, get married in hopes that the green card situation would overrule all this, or he wasn't. So I think if some accountability needs to be held, it's more than this person who's been arrested also. Because if he's mentioning this happened, he knew about it. And issuing them a marriage license at this point is an offense. And the whole thing just still points out the injustice in the political system. And the judicial system as well. Things get overlooked, people get overlooked, and the things that they make the issue is really not the issue. Missing an appointment because I might have been in rehab and there was no other notification that came that I'm aware of, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
This is not up to snuff.
If you will vote for a felon and support when that felon comes after all kinds of people because they have broken the law, really being here was breaking the law?
Yeah.
And if there were the I's that need to be dotted and T's that need to be crossed, you couldn't work that out before breaking up a family.
Yeah.
Before, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's...
you didn't just know this.
This is not about justice.
Yeah.
I just want to hammer Bishop Roberts' point one more time. 2022, something was missed. 2023, he got married. 2024, everything's A-OK. 2025, he goes into a hearing. He is told at that hearing, you got a little problem, you need to fix it. You're going to have time to fix that problem. We're going to let you fix that problem. Just go out these doors and everything's going to be safe. And that's where he gets stopped and arrested. This was a structured, planned abduction.
Yeah, it was.
That there is no doubt in my mind that the administrative person, I don't know if they were a judge or whatever, knew what was getting ready to happen and said, oh, just go ahead, everything will be okay. And that's just wrong.
And that's today with the Queer God Squad.
Before we go, I want to invite you to check out our performing arts series in January 2026.
Award-winning and Billboard charting artist Flamey Grant is a shame-slaying, hip-swaying, singing, songwriting drag queen from Western North Carolina. She's here January the 9th, and tickets can be secured at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
Also in January, we will enjoy the antics of actor, singer, comic, drag artist Varla Jean on January 24th.
Then on January 30th, Miss Richfield, 1981, will bring her offbeat brand of hilarity to South Florida.
And finally, on January 31st, the beautiful voice and charming style of Ann Steele is back. Lesbians love her, gay men adore her, and all musical lovers recognize her as an engaging musical performer. Information about these performances and other performers as well can be found at tickets for their shows can be found at sunshinecathedral.org/arts.
And remember the Cathedral Pub. The Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts offers the Cathedral Pub experience. The Cathedral Pub offers performance attendees an inviting space to gather and connect with friends prior to the show, or a place to be while waiting for the doors to open. Guests enjoy live music, beverages, and appetizers in a comfortable meet and greet environment while they await the start of the performance. On show nights, the Cathedral Pub opens an hour before each performance and closes 15 minutes before it starts. Entry to the Cathedral Pub, hear this, entry to the Cathedral Pub requires a separate purchase from your seat ticket. If you get the pub ticket, that is not a show ticket. If you get a show ticket, that is not the pub ticket. You have to get the pub ticket in addition to your show ticket. And you can do so no matter what seat you have. Like, there's no preference. You can just do the pub add-on, but the show ticket and the pub ticket are two different things. But you can get your seat ticket and your pub ticket when you purchase your seat ticket on the link found on the seat section page. Be sure to purchase before checking out. There is a limited number of people who can get pub access, so don't delay.
Thank you for joining the Queer God Squad today. We are here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ community is talking about. Please like and share this and other episodes of the Queer God Squad.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive queer church. Progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together. Remember that we are all in this together. Also remember, you are God's miracle, not God's mistake. Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.